Hello and welcome to my studio. My name is Ido Agassi, and today I want to talk to you about book structures, the difference and the advantages of each of them, so you could decide which of them would be the right fit for you and your book project. I will start with the single section binding. This is a very simple binding technique. It is papers that are folded into one signature, also called a section. I have here 4 sheets of paper folded together, and then I can make an outer binding with paper. It could be very simple, like this one, 3 holes and just the sewing, and you have the thread pointing out. This you can see I have 24 pages inside, but you can do it 16 pages, and it is a very simple binding to do. You can make it very special with this decorative sewing technique, or very simple with just 3 holes and sew it. The knot could be inside or outside. Of course, you can make more complex things like what you see here. This is also a single section, but what I made is pockets that the single section goes inside this leather pocket. This is printed in silkscreen, so this is also a very nice solution for a single section. This is also a kind of a single section, but what I did here is I made the binding, the outside binding, from an original etching. So you have actually an etching. 2 beads here are protecting the etching from tearing and also helping to take out of the slipcase. And the sewing inside is a bit more complex, but you can see the knot. This is a single section. What you can also do is make a single section binding just connected to a hardcover binding. So here you have the stitching inside a single section, but it's connected with an end paper to an outside hardcover, and that brings me to the hardcovers. The hardcover binding, also called a case binding, is constructed from multi-sections or signatures. So as you can see here, I have 5 signatures, and I made holes and sewn everything together, and that's a really good solution if you have many pages in your book and you can't fit them in a single section. Then you go for a multi-section, a hardcover binding. The disadvantage of this binding technique is that you need to make imposition before printing. That means if I have 4 folded papers inside the signature, the first one would be page number 1 and 2, and the other side is going to be 15 and 16. Okay, so when you print, you need to print 1 and 16, and the other side would be 2 and 15, and so on. So you need to take that into consideration if you are not just making a sketchbook or something blank, but you are going to print inside. That is why you need to make the imposition for 16 pages or 12 pages. The hardcover binding, of course, has a hardcover, it has a spine, and it has end papers that connect between the book block and the cover. Usually inside there's also mull or gauze that is hiding underneath the end paper and help connect between the pieces. I'll show you another example of a hardcover binding made out of leather with a straight spine, and you have the end papers that connect between. In this specific book, you have also a single section inside, and they both go inside the slipcase. This is another example of the hardcover binding, A5 size. The book can open nearly 180 degrees, so it's a great fit for journaling or for sketching if you are working with blank paper or if you want to print your own book. If you would like to learn how to make a hardcover binding, I have a class on Skillshare dedicated to the hardcover binding, and that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community with an extensive library for creators like you and me. I was very happy that Skillshare approached me with this sponsorship because I have great things to say about this platform. I actually started as a member. I wanted to expand my knowledge in videography and video production, and I discovered a platform full of quality content in so many subjects. It felt like an ocean of knowledge, and for me as a creator, it was a great discovery. And as a member, you can watch everything. Actually, inspired by those talented teachers, I became a teacher myself. So in my beginner's class, Making a Hardcover Binding, I will take you step by step through the binding process with clear explanations and detailed shots to help you create your own special binding, emphasizing not only on the how, but also on the why. At the end of this class, you will have the skill and the knowledge to make your own special binding. You can scan the QR code here or press the link in the description, and from that link you will get access to a 7-day free trial, a 30-day money-back guaranteed, and the first 500 people to use the link in the description will receive a 20% off their first year of Skillshare. So get started today. I'll move on to showing you the non-adhesive binding. This is called a French stitch. This binding technique has like X's on the spine, and it allows a complete opening of the book. So we have a multi-sections, multi-signatures, and each signature is connected to the one before. I'll show you another example of the link stitch, but here I stitched the entire book from beginning to end. It took me hours. This is a book by Humberto Acabal, a poet from Guatemala. So as you can see, the book is with the French link stitch, and you can go wild with it. Moving on to the Coptic binding. The Coptic binding has simplicity with its exposed, unsupported spine. Many variations were made since the 4th century, but in all of them, the principle is the same. The book opens flat on the table and can be made in different variations. You can start and do it just with leftover materials and just stitch the entire book. It also opens completely flat, as you can see here. So these are two examples of a non-adhesive binding. There are many more options of the non-adhesive binding techniques. Maybe I'll make a video just about that. I'll move on to the Japanese binding. The advantages of the Japanese binding is you can just pile up single sheets of paper in different thicknesses and different sizes and just sew the edge of the book from top to bottom. That will allow you a variety of papers, but the disadvantage of this binding technique that around 1.5 centimeter from the edge cannot be open. So that's the disadvantage. I will show you that there are many variations of this binding technique, and some of them you can see here on my channel. Another nice book structure is the Accordion Fold. It is made out of one sheet of paper, or you can connect a couple together. Where's the connection? You can see it over here. I'll show you a small version of it. The connection here, you can see. It is constructed from two individual sides. You make one side and then the other and connect to the accordion. It could be hardcover, but it can also be just with paper. This is a very nice solution, especially if you are printing something, a high quality paper on a plotter, then it comes from a roll and you can go for meters and meters, but it only prints on one side. So you can make the accordion fold on the one side and the other side is without printing. So this is a very nice solution for that. I really love the accordion fold technique. I'll move on to showing you about the long stitch binding. This is great for a sketchbook. You can open the book completely flat, but also you can open it 360 degrees. This is bound with full leather, but you can also work with cloth and you can make a variety. This is a sketchbook I made for my son. So this is also covered with leather. And you can see this is something I made him for the October challenge. And this is another example of the long stitch binding with just leather spine, and the front and back is with cloth, also with a pocket and with an elastic band. And this sketchbook is actually from a new class I've made. Let me move this aside and let's talk about a full leather binding. A full binding is a binding that the whole book is covered with the same material. Here it is leather, it could be vellum, cloth, or paper. This one has also a cloth joint inside. Another style is the half binding, where all the friction and the wear is on the spine and on the corners when you move the book. That's where you put the durable material, and the rest is with cheaper material. I say cheap, but marbling is a beautiful art, and also paste paper, but the leather is usually more expensive than paper. That is why at the area of the spine and the corners you put a durable material, and the rest is with paper or cloth. You can see a cloth joint here also, and the bands on the spine. And I'm moving on to the quarter binding, and that means that the spine and top and bottom, about a quarter of the binding, is with leather or usually cloth, and the rest is with paper. This, what you see here, is paste paper. I made it myself. This is paste with acrylic color that you mix it together, put on the paper, and then pull the material, and you get two different designs of the paste paper. I think nowadays it is more a design choice than the cost of material. And don't think for a second that if you are making a half binding, it takes less time. Usually it can take the same time. It's just a design choice because you need to pair the leather and make the corners, and when you are covering the entire book, sometimes it takes the same time. Okay? Another book I want to show you with full leather is this Raven. This technique is called Onlay. This is another piece of leather that I'm gluing on the black leather, and then with a spoke shave, I'm shaving off from the inside the layers to give it so it would feel like one layer of leather. This book has a leather joint. This is called a leather joint. And this is a beautiful book about the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. If we are talking about onlays, I want to show you this book. This is also onlay work. These are layers of leather, the white, the blue, the green here. So this is a more complex kind of a binding, and also when you are working with leather, you need special tools for paring, for cutting and beveling the leather before the turn-ins. So I hope this video gave you some more information and knowledge about different bookbinding techniques, and maybe you saw something that you want to try out, and I really encourage you to do that because bookbinding is a beautiful art. So thank you for being here and for watching. Consider subscribing if you are interested in things related to bookbinding and box making, and I'll see you in my next video.